Well, hello YouTube. My name's Tracy and this is Tracy's Threads. I'm glad you found my channel. I am a new floss tuber, just starting out. It's something I've always wanted to do, and in June I got the option to go to StitchCon for the first time. During StitchCon though, we had a session on starting up floss tubes, and I got to know a couple people around the area that actually have their own floss tubes. And one girl in particular, Polly Went to Stitch, had just started hers. Her and I got to become friends, sitting close. We weren't at the same table, but we were close. And the fact that she was able to do a YouTube video and post it, I thought, well, if she can do it, I can too, right? Anyway, so that's how I started here. They say you need a why. My why is I just want to share. I am a quilter. I'm a cross stitcher. I want to learn tatting and various things, and that's the kind of stuff I will be showing and talking about on my channel. I'm kind of new to this, so I'm not sure where to start other than to start talking about finishes, because of StitchCon I have a few stitches completed this month, and that's where I'll start. The first one I have is a Primrose Cottage, and it's the one I finished at StitchCon with, at the same time, with Polly from Polly Want to Stitch. She was doing a July 4th from the year before, and I was doing this one from Primrose Cottage. It is done on 16 count dirty Ada, and it's just a nice cute little patriotic stitch. I also have the finishing kit that I will probably turn this into a pillow. That's what they showed on the thing, but I might turn it into some kind of frame. I'm not sure yet. So it's not a final finished object. It is just a finished stitch. The second object I finished is this one. It is called Pudgies by Colorfully Sarah. It is actually a test stitch I completed for her. I did it on lemon chiffon Ada. She wanted everything done in 14 count, so this is 14 count, not my usual. One of the other big finishes I completed right before StitchCon is this one. I'll try to not get the glare on it. Okay. This is a Shannon Christine finish. I completed on, I believe it's 18 count peach blossom, or I don't know, it was a peach done by Millennial Fabrics, and I just thought it looked really pretty on there. Sorry about the glare, not sure how to get rid of it, but we're starting and we'll see. Anyway, I really liked this one. I thought it was adorable. And I framed her up, and she's actually been hanging on the wall already. Another finish that is framed already was completed right after StitchCon, but it is Stitcher's Retreat by Pansy Patch. And this was the stitch along for StitchCon. I totally went off the books here, which is something I tend to do. I love to change the fabrics and stuff. So my this one is stitched on Azure Blue Zweigart. It's a Lugana, and I believe it was 28 count. But I had to change almost all the colors just to stand out on the blue. I will actually post a thumbnail of the original so you can see the difference. But I like to brighten everything up, so I tend to pick bright colors that stand out, which then leads me to my next finish. And I actually just finished it yesterday. It is a Whimsical Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I tend to do a lot of her stitches. And here is my version. Again, I changed the fabric. This one is done on 18 count. Just black Ada. I really like how the colors pop off that black. And I really love those adorable little froggies. This one too, I will finish probably into a pillow also. I was thinking about getting some black fabric with strawberries on it. I'm noticing my screen is kind of dark. But we'll continue. I got a nasty shadow starting, I see. It is getting dark in our house here, and I tried to turn a light on, but it gives me a weird vibe. So let me flip it on real quick. Okay, anyway, so that was all my finishes for this past month, about the last 30 days. I actually finished quite a few for stitching. Considering I do work full-time at the hospital, and very seldom do I get to stitch. Unfortunately, though, I hurt myself a week and a half ago, so I am out of work until I get physical therapy and stuff done. But I tore my actual bicep. It came off the shoulder. So it needs to heal. I am bruised from my wrist all the way up to my shoulder, which is why I have long sleeves on today. So if you happen to notice a bruise, that's why. Anyway, so the other thing I wanted to go over was the haul from StitchCon. I know I've seen a lot of people posting all their goodies. Trying to find mine. So first off, everybody already showed this wonderful bag we got. It says StitchCon on it. It's got a nice flannel liner in it, and it's great for holding projects. We also got, oh, here's my bag. Let me tell you, girls, StitchCon, I was very naive as to what I might spend. Because let me just tell you, I kind of broke the bank at StitchCon. But anyway, here is another one of our freebies. It's a pattern holder that you can sit on a table and it'll hold your phone or your tablet or an actual paper pattern. And we were all using these at the actual StitchCon. Anyway, we got a bunch of small trinkets from all the different people. If I run into one of those, I'll show them. But they had a freebie table, and that was like heaven. So I picked up a couple patterns while there. I'm a sucker for little houses. I love little houses. So you'll see a lot of my patterns have houses in them. But this is one of the freebies I picked up. It's got a nice little house on it. I thought it was really cute, and it was free. And then I'm also a horror fanatic, so to speak. I love Halloween stuff. And this is another pattern I picked up free, the Curiosity Cabinet. And I love the crow in this. So those were the two patterns I picked up. There were tons of patterns you could have picked. I was trying not to go overboard because I already have enough patterns here to last a lifetime. But then I got this adorable little box. And it had a little kit in it. I can't show you this because Let me see. Oh yeah, I did pick up some ribbons. Really nice. I figured I could use this on a finish somewhere. I also picked up these tiny little frames. Aren't they cute? I thought maybe with smalls I could figure out something to do with those. But I got 3 of them. 2 ovals and 1 round. But this kit, let's see if it comes with the floss and everything. I'm not sure if there's beads in it or not. I haven't really looked into it. Oh, it's got the material and all the thread. So it's a nice little kit. And it looks like it is a pineapple. So kind of cute. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, again, it was free. Like, I'll do that to make a nice little small to tuck around the house somewhere. Add it to my cross stitch wall, as we say. Okay, so those are the freebies I picked up. Like I said, I tried not to go overboard. You could have spent hours at the freebie table going through all the goodies. And I was just overwhelmed with so much stuff for my first time. I should have bounced back because I didn't realize they kept adding to the freebie table. So there were more and more stuff out there. Let's see. All right, so while I was there, I went to a couple places. The first stop was Keepsake. This is before they opened. I'll get to that in a minute. Well, okay, so I already told you I quilt, and we went to a quilt store while we were down there. And I found this adorable packet of fabric. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just had to have it because it's Halloween and fall, and those are my favorite fabrics. So I fell in love with it and thought, I'll pick that up while I'm here. So that was one stop. Then we went to Keepsakes, like I said. Keepsakes was the host store for StitchCon. And apparently I have stuff mixed up in here from the annex. Alright, I got this there. Okay, this was there. This was there. This was there. Oh, yeah, that's all the annex, and this is all annex stuff. Alright, we'll go over all that here in a minute. Let me get all the little stuff out. Okay, so while at Keepsakes, I found this pattern. I think it's Blueberry Homecoming. I can't really read it right now because I forgot my glasses. But as you can see, the picture here, it is a little house with quilts in front of it. I couldn't help but buy that pattern. I figured I have enough fabric here. I can pick something to put it on. I just don't know what. But I already told you I tend to change things up a lot. So I'm probably going to eliminate this whole row of people down here and just do the quilts in the house. But that was my plan. I really love this. They had an actual sample hanging on the wall and I fell in love with it. The other thing that really moved me was a butterfly, which was another one of my weaknesses. Butterflies and ladybugs. So I found this pattern. They actually had the sample hanging on the wall, and it was amazing. This picture does not do it justice at all. So I decided to pick this up. And when I did, I had seen some fabric in the annex that I wanted to do this on. The fabric was fuchsia, bright pink. And I thought, oh, that would look really wicked on it. So I went to the annex when we got back with a mission to find that fabric. They had it. I picked it up and I started comparing it to the picture, and I really hesitated. And Barbara said something to me because I was trying to get her opinion too. And she said, which do you want to see more, your stitching or the fabric? And that kind of answered it, because the fuchsia, you saw the fabric. It was really bright. It was beautiful. I would still love to have a piece of that. I don't know what has stitch on it, but I want that fabric. It was by Atomic Ranch, like I said. But I did find something else by Atomic Ranch that will work just as well. And it is a beautiful, gorgeous red. It is Joyful, I believe. Or Joy Lynn. It's Joy Lynn. But that red will make that stand out amazing. So that was a splurge. One of the many things I bought at StitchCon. Anyway, so I put all this back together so I don't lose anything. And this will be a start relatively soon. I am going to order silks because that's what they did it in. And I have never worked with silk, and I want to try it. So I'm going to order that fabric soon. But while we're talking about the annex, I walked through the annex and I found some more wonderful stuff I couldn't help but buy. This is the first pattern. I was just awestruck by this. Again, they had samples of all these set in there. And the samples really stood out to me compared to the picture. So it helps seeing the actual things done. So this one, again, will be a soon stitch. I don't know how soon, but we'll start it. I told you I love Halloween, I love fall. Well, that goes along with crows and ravens. And here is a raven. Isn't pretty? So that's another one I picked up. I do have some purple fabric I just realized I bought at StitchCon that might be perfect for that. And it is right here. This purple fabric is amazing. It is natural dyed. It was new this year. And it's from Moonlit Fabrics. Okay. Anyway, I really like it. I fell in love with it and had to buy it right on the spot as soon as I saw it. Again, I don't know what I'll put on it yet, but I'll find something. I do like bright colors. I told you that already. And this one really moved me. It's by Boomerang Stitches. And look how bright and cheerful those birds are. Aren't they sweet? I can't help it. Again, we go back to fall stuff. I found this. Oh, this was at Keepstakes. I'm sorry, I bought this at Keepstakes. They had a little sample sitting there. I picked it up and fell in love with it. It's supposed to be a little jar of kittens. Which, I don't know, it just cracked me up. I have a friend I would like to make this for and give it to her. So, we will get that done one of these days. Alright. Also, again, with the crows and the birds, I picked up another pattern. I really like this. Not sure. I'll probably do it on gray fabric like they did. But we'll see. I'm kind of mad at myself because I love tiny towns. Anybody know tiny towns? I think I have them all. I'm not sure. I know I'm missing one or two, but I never know which ones I have. And I decided, well, I surely don't have this one. So I picked this up while I was there. Unfortunately, I just found my stash of them, and I'm pretty sure I have this. So I may do this as a giveaway on another floss tube, but I'm not going to try any giveaways yet. So this will probably be a giveaway coming up soon. The other thing I bought was this adorable book. It's Stitch or Treat, and I decided to pick this up because it has a bunch of smalls in it. Like the little kitty cat. I love ghosts too. 31 October. But I figured this had enough. Oh, look at these ghosts. See, you can't help it. But to me, these would be perfect smalls for retreats and different things. So I just grabbed it here. Born to be spooky. I figure I might pull something out of there to do for Stitch Ridge. I'm going to Stitch Ridge in about 3-4 weeks now. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. But I also, again, I told you, I love Halloween. And they had, it's a tomato, but it's a pumpkin tomato. I couldn't help it. I had to buy that to add to my stitchy stuff. I also got just a pad of paper, StitchCon. There it is. Nothing fancy. It was only 50 cents. And you can always write stuff down while you're there. But then they come to needle minders. I am in Ohio, and there's a wonderful Ohio pin, so I had to pick that up. Again, the Halloween. What's this one say? Stitch. I like that one too. But then I was bad. I can't show this one because it's X-rated. It has the nasty F word in it. But here it says forsake with the nasty word in the middle. I also picked up a nice cheap pair of scissors because I am a very strange stitcher. I try to keep each of my WIPs in their own little bag, and each one I try to keep a pair of scissors in, a pair of readers, magnifying glasses, the hoop, the needles, and the thread. So everything should be together so I can just grab the packet and go when I want. Got a little Boomerang Stitches sticker and some chapstick. That's pretty much it for things I picked up while I was there. That's my stitchy haul. However, while I was at StitchCon, I also won a door prize. The door prize was a pins and needles panel, and this is straight embroidery. So again, something new to do. I think it'd be fun. It was kind of a cool prize for not doing anything, just being there. I won the prize, so that made my day. I got that on the first full day, Saturday. There, or was it Friday? I don't know. That was a blur. Also, we did. Oh, no, I hit it all. So that is all of my haul. Let me throw this out of the way. I'll try to edit some of this out. And we will get into my WIPs. Now, besides the many quilt WIPs I have going on, I'm just showing the cross stitch WIPs. And we'll start with some of the ones I was started or working on at StitchCon. And this one right here was a start at StitchCon. It is Pansy House, or Pansy Patch, I'm sorry. Stitchery Lane. And Stitchery Lane is a series of houses. Here's two of them. I have 2 or 3 on PDF already. Anyway, I decided I wanted to put them all together on one piece of fabric. I wanted a distinctive fabric. I wanted a kind of brighter light pink or something. So it took me a while to find the fabric, and I found this in my stash. It is a Mystic fabric. I don't know the name. But if you can see it, it's got pinks and blues and all different cool colors in it. And this is my current progress. Now, I know everybody's going to say, oh no, you started up here. Well, unfortunately, this is the biggest piece I had. And it's going to take up the whole fabric. So I needed to start right there. And I hope the line is straight, because if it's not, I'm going to have some issues. But I can adapt and play. So anyway, this is going to be fun. This is the Stitchery House, the first one in the series. Like I said, there are going to be 9. I think 5 are out now. And I'm pretty sure she's releasing 1 a month. But this is a fun one too. And again, you see my little house. I love houses. Now I tend to do some cross stitches for the male of the house. I haven't finished any for him yet, but we tend to talk about them. And another, in January, they started some stitch-alongs. And I'm a sucker for a stitch-along, at least I used to be. I've kind of decided that it's probably not the best, especially these ones, if you're doing more than one. This is Battle by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is a full coverage, and you're supposed to do a page a month. Well, I think I have 2 pages almost done. So it's a big battleship. Again, I will insert the actual picture in for you. But I don't know. I get bored, especially with full coverage. But I was keeping up pretty good at first. And then I started the other full coverage mystery stitch along. And this one was from TCSS, and it is Foxy Christmas. So put that one back over here. So it is right here, and I have done a little more on this one. And this one, they actually release 1 page a month. Or I'm sorry, 1 page every 15 days. And again, I was keeping up at first. But between the 2 full coverages, there was no way I could keep up and work on other stuff. So unfortunately, other stuff took over, and this went into the WIPs. So I'll pull them out, work on them once in a while. We'll see how it goes. I would like to try to get more of Battle done before the end of the year. So we're over halfway through, so I better get my butt together on that. I started another stitch along. This one was in 2025, and it was a once a month release, and it was Fox and Rabbits. I had started one the year before, I think, and I was doing it all in one color. I don't even know what happened to that one or where I got on that. But this one, I had learned through stitching and watching the Facebook page and stuff, that I don't have to do what they say. And this is when I started experimenting more with colors and stuff. So I picked this beautiful bright green fabric. Again, this one is a millennial fabric. I forget what the name is, and I don't think I have the tag on it anymore. No. But it is definitely a millennial fabric. And I totally changed up all the colors. I'm sticking with my fall palette. I think it's turning out really kind of nice. And I can't wait I'm going to add some more greens for the next layers and stuff. But this one, like I said, I just pull it out, work on it, do a section or two, and then rotate another one in. Hope to get it finished someday. Alright, so those are the big ones. Some of my smaller stitches, well, I guess I don't have too many small ones, but this one is called Barnwood Buttons. And I fell in love with the pattern. And let's see if we can get it all in here. I like that it's incorporating actual buttons, so I have been picking up white buttons. And I wasn't crazy. They did theirs like a cream colored. I decided to go all white, which I didn't realize that white doesn't stitch real well. But this is where I'm at. I've got quite a bit of it done, and I decided to go with a beautiful dark blue. This is a Mystic fabric. Again, I don't know the name. I started this one almost a year and a half ago. We'll get to it. My cute little bag for this one. I do vinyl bags. That way I can see what's in it when I'm ready. Sorry, my dog decided he wants attention. Get down. That's one of my dogs. That one's Squirt. Okay, so I have another adorable bag. And all kinds of gadgets hanging on it. This one is another start from StitchCon. I started this one at StitchCon. This is the collector. So here's the pattern. Nice and Halloween-y. I love it. I love the fabric. But I decided to brighten it up a little bit. And I went with this opalescent green fabric. And I don't have much started on it. But I also want to use where these brighter greens are. The little dots. I'm going to use glow in the dark thread, I think. So I wanted it to pop even more off this beautiful green. I think that will be so pretty when it's done. Let's see if I have the fabric in here. I do. This is Witch's Garden Crafts, and it's called Sprout. So that was the color of that beautiful green. All right, let me put all this back. Now, before this year, I never really worried about fabrics, and you know, it's just whatever fabric I picked, I used. I didn't keep track of which one I was using or anything like that. But I'm learning from watching all the YouTube videos that you guys like to know what the name of the fabric is, who makes it, so if you find one you like, you can go get it, which makes sense because that's how I am. So anyway, I've started keeping the tag of the fabric in with everything so I can actually say what fabric it is. This one is also another StitchCon start, and it also has a StitchCon haul item in it. This book I bought at Keepsakes. It is amazing. It has a lot of fun patterns in it. And the one in particular, they had a sample out. And it was done up like the animal crackers, where they cut out the actual animal steak and sewed it. And it is these guys right here. I actually love these guys. They are so cute and funny. I think they'll be awesome. But I decided I'm going to stitch mine together, side by side, on this other stitch haul I picked up at StitchCon. This beautiful orangey peach fabric. And again, I don't have much of a start, but there's something there. This is, I believe, 36 count linen, and it's from Moonlight Fabrics. Again, this is a naturally dyed fabric. That was her sell point on the fabrics, and the colors are just amazing. You can't see it on this picture at all. It's amazing. So I think these would be really nice done on that fabric. So I started that at StitchCon after I found that beautiful fabric. Get everything back in its hole here. Again, another fun bag. Most of my bags are part of the Millennial Fabrics bag club. There, you can do a bag a month or a bag a quarter. And I actually picked the bag a quarter, so every quarter I get a new bag to fill up with more starts. Okay, so I already talked a little bit about Tiny Towns, and I am working on Tiny Towns. Like I said, I have the Tiny Towns. I don't have all of them, but I have most of them. And I have a start. I have done 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. But I decided I wanted to do them all together on one big thing here. Now, I counted, I have, I think, 11 more. I don't think I'm going to have enough room for all of them at this point. So I'm going to have to start picking and choosing. But I'll count them out, measure them. Maybe, if necessary, I'll throw another one up here. To start the year. I don't know. I was trying to make it make sense, and do January, February, spring to me was March, and then I just kind of, there's a lot that represents summer, but there wasn't, I didn't know, and this was the next one I bought, so it went in next. I have so many of them now. There's a July 4th one, which now I have 2 copies. And whatnot, but this I really want to get done. These stitch up pretty quick. I can usually get a whole town done in about a week, just if I get to work on it. And since I'm down and not working, I might be able to get that done. This next one is an old start. I've been married 2 years now, and I started this when I started seeing him, so 3.5 years ago, and it was for him. He likes to play Dungeons and Dragons, and there is a pattern I found a bunch of them. They're dragons, and there's dark beard dragon, light beard dragon, there's a margarita dragon, there's all these cool dragons, and he loves dark beer, so I thought, why not start with something like that? And I was gonna stitch it and give it to him for his house, but now that we're married and we're living together, it would go in my house. But the dragon is a full coverage again. And I get real bored with full coverage. This is by Stanley Morrison. I'll have to insert the actual picture because I have this on my old phone. I need to pull it back up to finish working on it. But the eyes look phenomenal. I just can't believe how well those are coming out. So we'll get this rolling. I may or may not, if we redo our basement, I was thinking we could have like a game room and just line all the dragons up around the game room. But that's a lot of stitching, and I don't know if I'll ever get it done. It's a possibility. So we'll try to get one done first. This one. Okay. And then I have another stitch here. This one is a Primrose Garden. It's one of the freebies. I don't know if I printed it. I don't think I printed it. But as you can see, this is my Primrose package, so to speak. So I have Summer Blessings here. I haven't started, but all the materials and everything are together. This was another month. And I think these went together. And this goes with this one. So here's the kit. Here's my start. This was the stitching one, which is why I started it, because it goes with what we do. And again, it'll probably become a pillow. Trying to see what all's in here. I've got my needles, everything's in there. But I really like the Primrose stitching things that come, freebies come out once a month. And I almost always buy the packet, the finishing kit, and the actual stitch kit. Just because it's ready to go and quick and easy, and they're usually nice little stitches if you finish them. Good giveaways or, smalls. I did buy the Sip and Stitch they just had, and I know a lot of people have actually shown that on the Flosstube, so I don't even know where I put it, to be honest, because I came back from StitchCon, went right to work, and everything was crazy, and then I got hurt. I really haven't had time to deal with anything, so we'll get to it when we get to it. But there were 3 cute ones in that stitch kit that I would like to do again. And then I just got the new one, which is a Christmas tin. It's in a little pie tart. That one just came out. I haven't started it, but I have the stuff, and I'll probably get it rolling to try to get it done before just the next video comes out. All right, I do have one more stitch here. Now, I say that like this is my last. There are so many things I've started and just tucked here and there all over this house. I'm trying to go through, clean things, organize. It's a lost cause at this point, I think. But this one is another Shannon Christine. And this was part of the Christmas Club. This was the first month, so in January. I think it was last year's, I'm not sure. It might be this year's. But I have all the other ones. There's a block for each month, and all 12 will be a nice little series to put on this. And I picked I believe this is an 18 count. green Ada I found. I wanted the dark. A lot of them did it on a like a mocha and stuff. But I think the green makes it pop more, so that's why I went with that dark green. I love to play with colors. That is one of my weaknesses, and sometimes it gets me in trouble because I'll pick the color and then I have to change all the floss because it doesn't stand out enough. But live and learn. That's what we do. Experiment, have fun. Yes. Okay. So I guess that's it. That's all my stitches that I have started, that I know where they're at, I should say. I'm sure as we go by, I will show more and more of other old finishes, or unfinished, I should say. I know there is one I started when I decided to come back to cross stitch. I had stitched as a kid, probably from the time I was 12 to 24 maybe, and life got in the way. Things happen, you know, you move, do things, but life got tight, money got tight, and like I said, I quilt, I sew. Well, fabric's very expensive. At the time, floss was 4 for $1. So I could go buy one piece of fabric and a bunch of floss for the same money it would take to buy a half a yard or whatever. So I found that cross stitch at the time was a very cheap and reasonable hobby. And that's what brought me back to it. So I have been stitching for many moons. I've probably been back to it since my mid-30s. And yeah, we don't want to talk about how old I am now. Anyway, but I enjoy it. It's definitely a stress reliever. I would rather cross stitch than quilt at this point, which is weird. Cross stitch, I can sit next to my hubby and chit chat and do it. Quilting, it takes space, time. I need, you know, a lot of work to do a quilt. But I am president of our quilt guild, so I do have to stop cross stitching and work on quilt stuff too. But there is something I've always wanted to learn. It's an old timey thing, and I was thinking that I have lots of floss and that would work for it, and it's tatting. I've started researching it, so I don't know, maybe you'll see some of my playing around with that. I haven't dived into it too much yet, but some of the lace I see is just amazing. What do I do with it? I would probably use it to finish a cross stitch and put it around the edge or something. So I think it would be kind of neat, a little gifted thing to do. So we'll see. I don't know if there'll be more of these. I don't know if this is my last, if this is my first. As I said, it is the first. But we'll see what happens as time goes by. I'm hoping you found this fun, interesting. Please comment, tell me what I did wrong, what you liked. I don't know where to go from here, what else, what I missed, what I didn't cover that I should have, you know, anything like that. I did at least tell you my name, so I think that will make it easy. It's Tracy's Threads. Simple and easy. I play with thread, whether it be on a quilt or in embroidery floss. It's all threads, and threads, kind of a unique title, I think. Well, have a good night. Thanks for visiting, and we'll do this again.